discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Fatmaster Run-Throughs, continuing with Top 100, and now we are doing 30 through 21. Alright, you said, so finally getting to my good games, because the rest just were shit. We'll have you start.
You mean this first?
Yeah, well, because you said that I'm most likely going to hate.
Well, I don't know if you'll hate on this one or not.
Oh, I will.
Legendary Encounters Alien.
Yep, shit.
Is my 30.
Yep. Actually, the one that they made for Predators is better.
I hate the Predator.
I didn't even know they made one. I've never played this game.
Yeah, the Predator one I didn't care for. The Aliens one, there's a lot of people that don't like Legendary the Marvel Legendary because it's not very thematic, I guess. I like it, but this one is very thematic. This one you play the movies. So like,
do you play the fourth movie?
Yeah, that's all of them.
That is okay. So that is awful.
Well, you just go play it though. I mean, it is what it is.
Do you have to?
Well, you don't have to, because you don't have to at all. Like, you could have mixed the Aliens cards with the Predator, and you could have had Alien and Predator in there too. But
well, I'm saying that kid thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. But so anyway, like this one runs just like the Legendary stuff. You know, you're going to have a stack of bad guys. You're going to have a deck of 5 heroes. They get shuffled up, and then they come out here, and those are what you can buy. The difference between this and Marvel Legendary, in Marvel, the bad guys come out and move through the city face up. In Aliens, they come out face down. And before you can see what they are, there's a scan. The attack symbol's like the 3 claw marks.
Okay.
You have to pay that, whatever the scan amount is in their room, to flip it over to see what it is.
Okay.
And then you attack it. So, but if anything moves off of that track and falls into your area, then it'll attack you.
I see.
So you have to scan it and kill it.
Yep.
But then you have to be scanning because there's objectives. It could be eggs. If an egg pops on you, and you'll get a face hugger.
Oh shit.
And then the face hugger sits by your hero card, and you have 1 turn to kill it before it gets to you. If you don't kill it, then the face hugger card goes away. You get a chest burster card, and it goes into your deck.
Oh wow!
So and then as soon as the chest burster card pops up, you die.
Oh my god!
You know, and there's
that's awesome.
Well, and you can become the alien. So like you could if you want to play with it. I haven't yet, but like if somebody dies, then they can actually become. They take the alien deck and actually become the alien.
Gotcha.
And are trying to do stuff too, but more or less, I mean, if you like the Alien franchise, and you like the Legendary card system. I mean, it's just awesome. I mean, and you don't have to follow the movies. You can just pick any 5 heroes and whatever.
You can follow the movies to stop
decks,
at. I mean, arguably, you could stop at 3.
Well, 2 is the best one.
It is the best one, yeah. But I'm saying 3 is not bad.
No.
With the prison.
Right, and they have the expansion out for this that adds some more stuff, and I don't know.
Prometheus?
Well, I don't know. It doesn't say Prometheus on. I don't have it yet.
Please.
So I don't know what they're adding.
Yeah.
I know there's more stuff when controlling the queen.
Oh, okay.
Stuff, but I don't know what story elements they're bringing into it.
Do they have the sweet AVP stuff? I'm kidding. That movie's also awful.
No.
Yeah. No. Basically, no. I like the Alien franchise better than the Predator franchise. It's just that. I probably would enjoy that.
This is my favorite, the Legendary Encounters series, because they had a Big Trouble in Little China, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Firefly.
Oh my god. You don't like the Firefly one?
I have it. I like it.
Oh, okay.
This is my favorite one.
Gotcha.
Firefly's art just sucks. No. All right.
Awesome. My 30 is a game you actually recently sold me.
I sold you?
Sold to me, sorry. You sold me as a human being.
Gravy, what did I sell you?
I know, right? I got rid of it at some point. Regretted getting rid of it.
Oh, yeah.
Jumped on
it.
Mechs vs. Minions is my 30. One of the best series I've done for my channel. Go check it out. And overall, just like this, this was so fun. Like, I've heard Riot Games said they're not going to do another board game.
Be dumb
and they would. Like, but I think the reason they didn't, I think it was just like, hey, you know, we're bored with the video games, let's see if we can do it. And it was amazing. It was so good. There was nothing bad about this game. Like, it is a programmable movement game set in the League of Legends kind of universe where you control a mech, and there's objectives. There is a campaign that you are trying to control and fulfill an objective, and you program your movement. And the programmable deck never changes the entire time, which at first I was like, oh, I wish they'd add more. But no, because then that's more things you need to try and program. So you're, by the second and third game, you're already like, I need this and this to be able to do what I want. And over time, you slowly get better at the programming. And it's cooperative, so it's not like Robo Rally where you just screw someone over accidentally.
Right.
It's like I've had instances where, like, based off the cards that I placed and the damages that I've had, I just ran back and forth, and I was like, that was my turn, guys. And it's funny. Like, no one's mad that you did that. And then there was one time, I remember I just couldn't move him. Like, I was like, I don't know. And then Kat and the guy I was playing with, they moved their mechs to come and push me. And by the time they moved out of their way to come get me, I finally fixed it and just took off. So it was just so much fun. And yeah, so the programming worked, the damage worked, the production quality of this game is the best I've ever seen. Like,
yes, I would agree.
And so,
even though I didn't play it, I bought it and never played it.
I actually just opened it up the other day because I'm I'm messing around with like my intro thing for my channel, and I looked at it and I was like, none of this is unpunched or anything. Like,
I didn't take the plastic off the top of it.
It was all brand new, and I'm like, oh, I got it back. Like, I was hoping they would do expansions, but yeah, I've heard that they're not doing it anymore. If I had to guess, I bet it's because they lost money. They released this game for $75.
Yeah, and didn't charge hardly any shipping either.
Exactly.
Like $10 shipping.
Here you go. Here's the best game that you're gonna play. And oh man, I really hope they release more. So that's my 30 mechs versus minions.
29. I don't think you played this one yet either. I think it might be on the list. Istanbul.
No, I haven't. It is on the list.
Yeah. Istanbul is
the one about the rubies.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's a Euro game, and it's been on one of my lists before. I can't remember which one.
Two-player.
But yeah, yeah. But it's a Euro game, and you start out with 4 or 5 discs of your color, and as you move, there's tiles laid out that have different abilities and stuff, and as you move to the tiles you want, you drop off one of those discs, and then you either have to backtrack to pick up those deals.
Oh, okay.
Or if you can make it to the fountain,
Mm-hmm.
if you end at the fountain, then everything gathers back up.
Okay.
And goes back in your hands. So it kind of limits your movement
Mm-hmm.
and stuff where that is. And really the goal is there's all these things. There's engine building. You're adding things to like a little cart because you got like a little wagon cart thing.
Okay.
And you're getting I can't remember the colors of the cubes right now, but it gives you more slots for resources to be able to do more stuff. But the end game is you need to get I think it's 5 rubies, I think, for a 2-player game, I think. And that's the ending condition. You're just trying to get X amount of rubies, depending on player count. But you're doing all these different, every tile has its own different thing. There's expansions, there's like the coffee expansion that adds another resource kind of thing you can do stuff with. And there's 2 expansions out right now, there's another one getting ready to come out, I think. It's just interesting, you know.
Right.
You're all like little merchants,
going
around, and you can arrest family members of other people.
Okay.
Like if they're running around, like there's tokens and stuff.
Yeah.
And if you catch them, then they get sent to jail and get points and stuff. And
but
there's 2 other taller wooden things. It's the I can't think of it right now. Governor and something like that, and they each do something different. So if you end up on a space with them, you either have to pay money to bribe them, or something happens.
Okay.
And, and it's a Euro, but it's a really cool, thinky engine building Euro.
Right.
And it's definitely worth playing. I mean, if you like, I don't know if it's anything like, because I haven't played Orleans yet.
Oh.
I haven't played that yet, but it kind of gives. When I look at the 2 games, it kind of gives me that same kind of.
Gotcha. They're nothing similar.
Okay,
I was like,
I'm not saying they're anything.
Yeah.
But I'm just.
But I really like
the
Orleans.
look,
Yeah.
And the aesthetic kind of reminds me of that.
Okay. Yeah. No, add it to the list.
Yep.
All right. That was 29.
Yes.
My 29 is the second deck builder that I like, which is.
I know what it is.
What is it?
Tyrants
of the Underdark. I actually just played this recently with the new expansion that came out. Tyrants of the Underdark is a fantastic deck building game set in the D&D universe of the Underdark, where you play a family of, a drow family. and it combines area control with deck building, and the area control is really, really nice, and the deck building is a lot of fun too, because once again, it's still not that bad. And I know I've mentioned this before, all they did with the deck building, which made me like it a lot, was give it a thematic reason why you don't get what you purchase immediately into your hand or immediately into your deck. And I was like, okay, yeah. And then eventually you'll get it back. But there's a lot of these actions that you can take to affect the board to be able to have, you know, the control over these areas, which is going to give you consistent points if you have majority. There's ways you can send spies, which allow you to have, you know, a place there where you can just start sending people. You can kill people to take their place out and then replace them with yours, while also having, so you have your deck, and it kind of does this Elysium mechanic. You also have your, I think it's council or your inner circle, and certain cards will allow you to put cards into that, and some of those are worth a lot of points if they're in that inner circle. So it's a really, really smart game and works well with 2, 3, 4, like any number of players.
Do you listen to The Secret Cabal?
No, I have no idea what that is.
I need to look at it because I need to write down the name of this game. Because the main guy, Jamie of the deal, he loves that game. But he played this one game and it has some weird, almost like an Asian name, like Aquinos or something like that. I need to look it up and find out because it doesn't sound like it's spelled. Okay. But he said it kills that game. Really? He said there's all these power and different powers and different things you can do on your turn and stuff. I'll look it up and let you know. Yeah, look it up. Because he said it's above and beyond. Wow. Beats that game. So I'll find out and let you know. Just awesome. So I can look it up and test it out. Right. Okay. So 29 was Tyrants of the Underdark. All right. 28. Another intro level game. Not intro, but another gateway game. Gateway. All right. Isle of Skye. No, there's no way that's Gateway. No, it's good. Yeah, I don't think it's Gateway. Really? I wouldn't. It's very simple. I wouldn't go so far as Gateway. I call it like a half step up from Carcassonne. Is what I call it, because I mean you're doing Carcassonne laying stuff. It's just that but there's that auction that you have to have that mindset of how to set your prices while also trying to swindle other people into getting. Yeah, I mean, you know. I mean, it's definitely not complex. Yeah. But my daughters picked it up first try. I mean, they won the 2 times we played. Yeah, but that's because you suck. No. But anyway, Isle of Skye. It's got little tiles like Carcassonne. It's little road tiles, mountain, water, whatever, and you are drawing tiles, put them out in front of your little shade, whatever you want to call that. Your divider. No, it's not a divider, but your player shield. Player shield. Sure. Yeah, that's it. And then you decide how much money you want to make each one of them worth, and then you're going to put like an axe down for one you're going to get chopped out. And then everybody reveals. You toss the one that was axed, and then you go around and you start buying stuff. There's a really important thing, like you don't want to blow all your money on stuff because you need, I mean. Right. You want to set out a price that they're going to buy. Right. Because if they don't buy the stuff in front of you, then you get them, but you have to pay all that money. You pay for it, yeah. So there's usually the first game is just learning the auction system, and then after you play a game of it, it's pretty simple after that. The coolest things about this game though is that every game has different scoring windows. So you'll pick 3 or 4. Four. A, B, C, and D. Yeah. So like first round A will score, and then A and C, and then B and D, and everything scores 3 times, I think, throughout the whole deal. Was it 3 times? I think it was 2 times. Because the game lasts 6 rounds, or something like that. Yeah, whichever it is. Yeah. There's a set number, so everything will score that amount of times, but every game is going to be different because you're pulling these tiles out, and those are the scoring conditions. So you may be, for every 2 sheep, you get this, or for every closed-in area, or there's just all kinds of stuff. So it changes every single game. Right, and at some point, winning conditions. What you've been going for the first 2 rounds becomes obsolete. Right. Later on, so you're like, crap, I have all these, whiskey barrels or something, and you're like, okay, I'm not getting more points off that, so how am I gonna? Well, and then they also have the catch-up mechanic. The later in the game it goes, last place will get more money. Oh, that's right. Yeah. and then third place will get a little less money, you know, and then first place doesn't get any extra except for what's on their, whatever they have on their board that they're collecting at the beginning of each round. So, because money is very important. I mean, it's how you buy stuff. That's how you. So, it's a super game.
It's a solid game.
Expansion coming. It was supposed to be out in 2017. I don't think it's going.
I think it's coming out. I think it came out in packs though.
Yeah. So just called Journeyman.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh, I'm thinking of a different game called like Clans of Caledonia.
That's a whole separate game. That's a big
looks just
game.
like that though.
Yeah.
All right, my 28 is a game that is set in Lord of the Rings, and it is like never talked about anymore, and that would be Middle-earth Quest. Middle-earth Quest. If you want a game other than War of the Ring that is set in Lord of the Rings that does a fantastic job at doing so, get Middle-earth Quest. This game is actually really cool. I've only ever played it 2. You can play it with more, but I think it's kind of a 2-player game. Where one person plays the free peoples or the heroes, and the heroes actually level up and stuff like that, trying to fulfill objectives and eventually go higher up on the track than the 3 things that the other person gets. Trying to fulfill that, and you kill the people, fulfill objectives, and do that. The other person is playing Sauron, playing a completely different game. Like, so it's asymmetrical in that aspect, where they are trying to spread influence and hinder the free people, but not really directly, because you do interact with them, but you're trying to also set these like treachery cards, which are also objectives that are also thematic to Lord of the Rings, and that balance between the 2 people where they're not really playing the same game is phenomenal. Completely underrated game, and I wish they would remake it. That I would cry if they remade it, because it still looks good, but you can definitely tell it's kind of dated.
Right.
And one of my favorite things about this is actually the combat, which is basically, depending on who they're fighting, is a different type of deck, and it's kind of like so let's say it's like a goblin archer or something that will have more range cards than melee, and it's kind of like a rock paper scissors effect, where you're trying to guess, okay, what are they going to do, which kind of makes it feel way more thematic, because you're as if you're trying to think of how they're going to react in real life.
Right.
And I have a blast every single time I play this. This was actually one of the first games I ever did a BGG trade, and I met the person. I traded Clash of Cultures for this, and the expansion for it. And I actually met the guy in person because he was traveling, going on vacation through Joplin. And so I was able to meet up with him, and and I still have it to this day. That was like 3-4 years ago.
Good.
So, Middle-earth Quest.
All right, my next one is a card game.
Is it Solitaire?
No, it's Cards Against
Humanity?
No.
What? Like, oh my god.
No, it is Seasons.
Oh, gross. Can you just replace that with Cards Against Humanity?
Love Seasons. My wife really loves Seasons. That's another
the reason you like it.
Deal. It's a really like Magic. It's like Magic the Gathering, like the cards, like all the text you have to do, and you're playing cards, you use different stuff, there's effects on the cards, there's a lot of iconographies and stuff. The cool thing about it, though, is, you know, the big dice, huge chunky dice get rolled, you go around and choose them, and then you get to do the activities on that, whether it's getting resources, being able to transmute, which is selling your resources for victory points, doing other stuff, but you play through 3 years, so the round track, the time marker just keeps going around. Stuff's worth different stuff depending on the season. Some stuff's worth more.
Different actions happen depending on the season.
And there's 2 or 3 expansions out for it. There's just
you don't just have a deck. You build 3
well, right.
decks.
That's another thing. You do almost like 7 Wonders. Draft. So everybody gets these cards, and you'll pass around and draft.
Right.
And then you'd have to split those cards into 3 years.
Into 3,
So you'll start out with like 3 or 4 cards.
Yeah.
And then after the second, when it hits in the second year, you grab the next set of cards, and So you really have to think ahead about, you don't want to get all these things you're never going to have all those resources for.
Right.
Put it in your first hand, so you have to think about your years and how you want to build up. We just love it. I mean, we've thrown all the expansion cards in, and
this was just one of those games that just did not.
Yeah,
it just didn't work. It did not click. Like, it's not that I didn't understand the game. I did very well.
Right.
I was just like, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And like, they have other games. Oh, Lords of Cid is.
Yeah, and I love it. Lords of Cid.
Yeah, I remember you talked about that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, did you have anything else for Seasons?
I don't think so.
That's a shitty game.
Just a wonderful game.
All right. So my 27 is, if you haven't mentioned this yet, then no, wait a minute. This might be in your top 10. My number 27 is Imperial Settlers. So,
I haven't mentioned it yet.
You haven't mentioned it yet. You did mention 51st State. Imperial Settlers, we talked about it in the other segment. It's just a fantastic game. We didn't really mention it then because if you have Imperial Settlers later, I didn't want to just kind of... Right. But my favorite thing about this game is there's nothing more than I hate. There's nothing that I hate more than building a civilization and someone just comes in, oh, you have a big military, and destroy it all, and you're like, I'm glad I sat here for 6 hours, fuck you. Right. Imperial Settlers, people can raise, and they get benefits from it, and you also get a little something like wood for it, yeah. But they can only raise your public side. They cannot attack your actual, race buildings. And I love that. Like, yes, there's still some tension that you can, unless you're the Japanese.
Yeah, I love the Japanese.
That's so weird.
I play with all the time.
I mean, I think they're the most. I think they're the weakest.
Yeah, I do pretty well.
So there's different factions. They all feel different because they all have their own special cards. That I love this game. I have not played the Aztecs yet.
I haven't yet either.
I want to. I played the Atlanteans, and they were really fun.
Yeah.
They were really cool, and so they all feel different. They are not just feel like you're building the same stuff over and over. You get some sweet combinations. I don't really care for the smaller ones, so Why Can't We Be Friends? Or no, that one was fine. I actually didn't really like the Threes Company. Yeah. So that one I'll probably actually take out. But yeah, 27 Imperial Settlers. Really, really like this game.
All right. Back to 27, not back. 26 is Love Letter.
Oh, wow. Okay. I knew it would be higher.
Yeah. We talked about it.
Yeah.
Then, I mean, I'm on my third copy of Love Letter now. We've played it so many times.
Sleeve your cards.
Might do, but I mean, the sleeves start getting ripped out.
God.
I mean, it's like, we've played this game hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. We sit down and play it, and we would play it for 4 hours. And each game's like, 10 minutes, well, a hand is a few minutes, but then it depends on it.
Right,
you have to get like 3 hearts, I think, for a 4-player game.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think it's 6 for a 3-player game.
All right, so it's the same thing we talked about with
Lovecraft Letter.
Lovecraft Letter. I mean, if you're forced to discard your card, you're out.
Yeah,
the last person standing gets a heart, and
if the deck runs out, whoever has the highest number.
Oh, right, yeah, right. Whoever has the highest.
Oh, is that what they're supposed to be, hearts?
Yeah,
I thought it was like delivered letters.
Well, they were cubes. I replaced mine with little crystal hearts.
Oh, okay.
That's
nice.
Stuff, but I want to get the deluxe. There's a premium edition of this where they have the tarot cards, kind of like.
Oh, okay, kind of like Lovecraft Letter.
And it adds another set of 8.
Okay.
Roles that you can substitute and play.
Nice.
So it's like it's more or less making it almost like Lovecraft a little ways.
A little bit more.
It gives it a little more. Like one of them is. When you compare, the higher number stays in, the lower number goes out. There's a switch on another one that does the opposite. The lower number stays in, the high number goes out if you're playing with that one. So it just mixes up. It's really cool.
All right.
That is awesome.
All right. My 26 is actually a newer game this year that skyrocketed way high. I played it at Gen Con with the group I went to Gen Con with, called Fate of the Elder Gods. Just played this again with the expansion, Beast from Beyond, I think. Fate of the Elder Gods, think Arkham Horror, where you're the investigators trying to stop and reverse that. You play a cult trying to summon your Elder God. It's not cooperative. Everyone has their own Elder God that they're trying to finagle their summoning track to basically get to 9 and win the game. Or try and get investigators to put Elder Signs on more people to kick one person out, and you have the least Elder Signs. It is a very mean game, but it's not so. It's not like I basically compare any Cutthroat game to Cutthroat Caverns. Like I think that's like the epitome of like fuck you. But Fate of the Elder Gods, once again Cthulhu, so I already really like it. But playing the cultists is awesome. So it's an area control game where you just have a bunch of cultists that you're trying to put in certain areas to be able to do the ability of that spot. There's 6 spots, and they all do something different. So while you're doing that, you are also trying to gather cards, and how you move and be able to get to do the spot is you have spell cards, so it's hand management and dual roles in the cards. So you either can play it as a movement to be able to move a miniature to that spot, and that's where you're going to do the ability, or you can use it as a spell, which will benefit you later, but how you cast spells is based off the previous movement cards. It's kind of like the stars aligning to be able to cast spells. It is awesome. Like I think this is so much fun. I think it's a really cool innovative game that no one's ever thought about. Hey, you're the cultist.
Right.
And the Beast from Beyond expansion is cool. It hardly ever happened though, so I can't really rate that as well. But it did happen once, and it was pretty brutal. They also have curse cards, which kind of work like the Crossroads cards, where they have a trigger if a certain does something, but it may not happen. And it's a blast. Like it jumped all the way up on my list. I really like this game.
Played that one yet.
So that's 26.
Here's gonna be the one that you don't like.
This is 25?
Yep.
This is the 4th of your way up your list? Okay.
Yep. Plaid Hat Games.
Dang it! It's not Mice and Mystic.
Summoner
Wars. Oh my god! I was like, I've completely dismissed that from my memory because I was like, it's so shitty. I don't have the room in my brain for that.
I've talked.
I take toxicity.
Toxicity.
Yeah, thank you. Out of my life.
Summoner Wars is
my stroke.
I've talked about before on other lists and stuff, but it is 1 versus 1. Can be 2 versus 2, but 1 versus 1. Grid-based war game. I mean, your cards are your warriors. You have a deck. You draw them up. Have a hand. You have to summon them onto the board, and whichever summoner dies first, they lose. I mean, it's simple, but there's walls that's out there. So, I mean, there's all because that's where they summon from. And it's one of those things. Like I play tested this game from the very early infancy of it, so several years ago. So I've been playing it since forever. I play tested the app when it was going through and everything, and I had it all. I wasn't part of the alliances, the last expansion where it combined the groups and stuff like that. But this is a great game. I mean, there's deck building, so you can deck build because there's enough cards for every faction now that you can deck build and create. Because if you get all the faction expansions, and then there's like the other expansions that have factions or cards for each faction, the mercenaries and all that stuff, you can build your deck. So if you're pissed off at the Phoenix Elves because they just automatic hit point without rolling dice, then you can build your deck to take care of those guys. I mean, it turns it into it's like an LCG in a way. I mean, you need to know what the meta. You need to know what the meta is, and you need to go with it. I mean, they're not making it anymore. They aren't creating. Well, they're making it, but they're not creating the content, I guess. But it is. I mean, me and Mr. Tom Vassell and Z Garcia all agree. And Sam agree.
That's fine.
That they're plebs. Actually, theirs is higher than mine. But yeah, Summoner Wars, wonderful game.
They also like Kemet, so
yeah, we haven't got there
show
yet.
how much I value their opinion. Well, I'm not even going to comment because so let's just go into a good game called Robinson Crusoe: Adventure on the Cursed Island. I think if you remember, this was on my top 10 last time we did the top 10, or it might have just been on the cusp. So, Robinson Crusoe is known for being extremely brutal. It follows Robinson Crusoe when you're stranded on an island, and it's scenario based as well with, so different objectives have to be met that are thematic to the way that the tiles come out, as well as the things you build and the objectives you have to do, as well as certain tokens that come in. This is one of my absolute favorite cooperative games. It's kind of worker placement because you have your little discs that you basically place in, and you can team up to ensure success, and then also, or you can go solo and then roll dice, and you could have an adventure. And that's my favorite part of it, is for 3 different actions: build, gather, and explore. I think you can potentially have an adventure, which is choice based, and so if you choose to do a certain thing, you'll get a benefit, but then you put it in the event deck that will get shuffled, and then it could come back to bite you in the ass, or it could not. And I think that's awesome, because this game is so heavily grounded in theme, which if you guys can't tell, I really like theme. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, there's really not a whole lot. It is a very, very challenging game. You're never going to be able to do everything you want, but it also adds, weather, and you have to build shelter, but also you have to explore, so you can maybe get a makeshift shelter, and then there's also beasts you can go out and hunt and stuff like that. And the expansion Voyage of the Beagle was awesome. Added a campaign of helping Charles Darwin collect samples for him, and then so there's a little booklet that kind of is the scenario sheet and stuff like that. And I've done 2 of those. I've played this game a lot, and there are print and play scenarios, fan-based ones that are really good, that I think actually got recognized. I think the King Kong one got recognized in the remake. So, I mean, I have it, but I need to get the 2nd edition. I don't have it just because it makes it look a little bit better, and the rule book is awful for this game. But that's my 25, Robinson Crusoe.
All right, 24. A lot of theme, and you've talked about it already. Not on this list. It would have been the one prior.
The one prior?
Maybe the one.
You said...
I think it was in your 40s, I want to say.
Lot of theme.
Yeah.
Lovecraft Leather? No. Mansions of Madness?
Yeah. Mansions of Madness 2nd edition. There isn't really much more I can add to it. I mean, it's probably the greatest app-driven co-op game, It's...
Yeah.
It's not my yet. Well, it would change now, but at this time when I made this list, it was not my favorite Cthulhu game. It probably is now.
Have you done the Streets of Arkham? Have you done any of those?
No, I have it at home. I haven't cracked the box yet, but people are complaining about the price of the game and stuff like that.
Get over it.
Well, but here's the thing, because it was, if you looked at MSRP for Streets, it was $70.
It was really expensive. Yeah.
But the thing is, and people have talked about, there's a lot of time and money that goes into app.
Right.
The app.
Right.
Integration and coming up with the stuff and all the development and stuff. So I mean.
Right, it's not really physical that they're getting, so they're taking it didn't make a lot to put the content in. There's a lot of content in that.
A lot of stuff. And then to make it work with all the previous stuff too.
Right. Yeah, I didn't think about that. That's a good point. $70 I would justify, because they had to put all that resources into the app to keep the game running, because if you don't have the app, you don't get the game.
Right. So I mean, it's worth every penny. I mean, I know
I agree.
I know the core box is expensive, and those
first
2 expansions. Yeah, I think so. But then the 2 expansions that got you caught up with the 1st edition stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Those were fairly expensive, but it's worth it.
I think so too, yeah. Okay.
That's all I have to say.
24?
Yep.
Okay, so my 24, here it is. You've already mentioned it.
This time?
Ooh. No, maybe. It might have been last one, so it has zombies in it.
Oh, Dead of Winter.
Dead of Winter.
Yeah.
Yep. I knew it was gonna be high. There wasn't any way it wasn't gonna be on this list.
Right.
I'm also including The Long Night in this in this placement. I really like The Long Night. If anything, it just adds more Crossroads cards.
Exactly.
It adds a lot, and some of them actually it's a separate box that says for mature audiences only. Which I really like.
I like how they kind of separated that.
Yeah, because if if your family doesn't likes the game, but you like the kind of not Walking Dead so much, it's still kind of family friendly. You don't have to play with them; you can just throw them away or whatever. I personally want this to be more you know, hardcore. So I really appreciate those. I feel like they mentioned that this was like the first thing of the Crossroads mechanic, and we were going to get more games.
There was a big vote, because that was when I was still with Plaid Hat a little bit and other stuff. And there was a big vote that went out, and the space.
That's
the
right. It's
spaceship
supposed to be a
won.
space one.
And I don't know if they're just taking
Right.
their sweet ass time developing it, because that was supposed to be the next thing, and then they put out 2 expansions for Dead
Yep,
Winter.
they
I don't know if
did.
they're riding the zombie wave until it's gone, and then it's going to start.
It's
something
pretty
else,
much
or-
gone. Like now it's
Yeah.
Mars.
Right.
That's kind of
Well,
the new
and
kick.
Vikings.
And Vikings are still going,
Yeah, it's just
going
kinda-
strong. Yeah, but yeah, we talked about Dead of Winter. It's a fantastic zombie co-op with a trader mechanic game. Best trader mechanic game I can think of. At least it's one of them. And the Crossroads cards are fantastic, especially the new ones, because I played the Long Night and we played with the new ones. And they actually did kind of like, not really that Crossroads effect, but they did Crisis different, where it's like brings out of game elements into it too. You free to succeed. So I've done a run through for Dead of Winter, so you can actually check that out if you want to see what
The
it's
coolest
like.
thing to do with Dead of Winter is replace all the dice. I bought those frosty blue or frosty white dice from Chessex.
Oh,
To
okay.
make them icy.
That's pretty cool.
I've seen people like fling like red paint and like paint drops all over them,
Gotcha.
like bloody
Oh, that's
icy
pretty
dice
cool.
and stuff. It's pretty neat.
That's pretty cool. Oh, we didn't even talk about that.
I used
Yeah.
icy dice for that game. That's
Gotcha.
pretty neat.
Yeah, actually, so they actually added, it does nothing that I know of for the actual game, but the Long Night has a graveyard tile that
That's
you just
cool.
put your people. I don't think they come back or anything.
It's
They
just-
might,
just-
but just there for you to look over at the little standee and be like, oh yeah, you were really good to have. Sorry, you're dead. From a freaking tooth roll.
All right, 23. This is my highest Cthulhu game.
Elder Tor?
I don't know.
Really? I don't know.
Arkham LCG.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Forgot about
Arkham
that.
Horror LCG. Like I said, it took what Lord of the Rings did and did
Mhm.
it better, so that's why it's higher, obviously.
It is really
It's
good. I just bought the
hotness
base
right now.
game.
It's hard as hell.
That token.
Yeah.
It's only hard when you're playing with John and he can't pull
Yeah.
tokens for shit.
Well, and I'm actually getting to the point, I think I'm going to buy these. They have these little plastic coin cases
Okay.
that snap over, that they put
Yeah.
over the chits, and you put it in the bag that way.
I've
It's
heard
just
that
making
there
more
is
weight,
an app,
Oh, really?
a
That'd be kinda
companion
cool.
app.
That-
Go
that's
watch the top 10 gaming accessories, and I think
cool. Oh, yeah, I haven't watched that one. The Dice Tower one?
I think
Yeah, I'll
yeah,
watch that,
Z
yeah.
talks about that he does not touch the bag anymore.
Sweet.
He did
So
something.
he just randomly will pick.
He did something different. I can't remember what he said he did, but he
Yeah.
never uses that bag
Yeah,
anymore.
I'll take a peek. But anyway, I mean, there isn't a whole lot to say about it other than it's very thematic. It's
Has deck building, but you don't have to. It's very minute. I mean, you could just straight up just deck build.
Yeah, you can do just like any other LCG and build your deck
Yeah.
because there's all the packs that come out. There's new items, and
Yeah.
new
Yeah.
events and stuff you may want. But like I said, won't be my highest after Streets. I bet. I'm predicting that.
Oh, you
Man-
think Streets of
Mansions
Arkham will make
will jump
Mansions
that.
jump?
Now I haven't played all the way through the story of the Dunwich cycle yet.
Okay.
So I'm not buying any of the second cycle yet because I want to get through that first.
Right,
so I
right.
didn't
Here's the
touch
thing, because I bought that for anyone watching this, so you'll get to know. To do kind of like not a straight up just series where we're just only going to do that. It's kind of going to be like intermittently, just okay, yeah. Well, like it's not going to be like every week. There's going to be this like legacy is right now. It'll just be here's a new episode of it. Because it is so campaign driven that the choices also affect. Like whenever I played with John, we did something different that affected the ending. He's like, I didn't know that could happen,
Yeah.
and it was a lot of fun. And yes, you can deck build, but you don't have to. You can
No,
be
no,
like,
you don't
oh,
have
here's
to.
Roland. This is what he comes
Yeah,
in as,
yeah.
and over time you can slowly start changing who he is, and
Yeah,
then
replacing cards.
yeah,
cards
being,
do
yeah,
that.
like as they're progressing,
Right.
like an RPG.
Right.
And I really like that. I also like the fact that they can become permanently scarred, so they start coming in. Like in the game I was playing with John, it was Roland was pretty much about to go insane. Like the decisions we make, he had like 5 sanity he was starting the game with, and I'm like, this is so hard.
Yeah.
It's a good one. It's a lot of fun. All right,
Yep.
is that your 23?
Yep.
My 23 is a game that you haven't played yet, and you took my recommendation to buy it, but you haven't played it yet
Orleans.
because you're a piece of shit. Orleans. Fantastic. bag building game. This okay, so obviously it's 23. This is one of those games that it is just so smart. Everything is streamlined and smooth. Like the only thing that hoses you is you don't happen to get what you want out of your bag, but you can look at. I've always talked about how I like being presented with something and trying to make the best of what I got, and that's what the bag building feels like. Because I just pull it, I'm like, okay, crap, I didn't get any knights. Okay, how best can I use the people I got? And literally no player interaction. Like the only player interaction is how you move it through, France, and you can kind of, hey, I happen to move here first, so I got this resource, and that's it.
Yeah, right.
But so you have that, so you basically have your own player board that you put your tokens on, and then you just do those actions, and you try and get the most points, mainly through goods and stuff. And then coins are also worth something. But then there's also your technology track. Now I think it's technology track. At the very bottom, the higher that is, ties into the population tokens you get and the buildings that you build, guild halls, I think, on the map. And that's most likely going to be a huge chunk of your points, but you don't have to necessarily do that. You can still do very well doing other means of strategy. They have 2 expansions out, one that made it co-op, and I've played that. And that was interesting. You're trying to prepare for invaders, but it was one of those things, it is hard as well, because it's co-op.
Right.
That I almost was like, I played it at 2, and I think we either barely won or barely lost, but like you needed like more people. It was very, very difficult. And then they added another one, which I think is called Trade and Intrigue, which adds changes. So the main town hall board is kind of how you can thin your deck. Or thin your bag. You're like, I have a lot of farmers, I don't need these. And you can send them off to try and just get a little bonus. The latest expansion, which I got at Gen Con, changes that town hall board. One, to where it becomes cutthroat, you can start fucking with other people. And I'm going to do what Tom Vassal, I'm going to throw that board away. Like, this game is not the game to mess with other people.
Right.
But there's another one that just makes it like the bonuses are way better. And I think and I'm probably never going to not play with that. So, Orleans, very solid game. There was a guy who messaged me on Twitter a while back asking if I had played it, and I was like, no, I haven't. And he's like, and he sent me his copy to do a run through for, and I sent it back and immediately bought it right after. So that's awesome. So thank you. Can't think of his name right now, but if you're watching this, thank you.
Yes. All right, my number 22 is the highest dice placement game.
All right, this one is definitely Kingsburg.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You're like, no, it's Alien Frontiers.
And I don't care that the 2nd edition came out.
Did it come out?
Yeah, it's out now.
I don't care.
I don't care. The art is horrible on the 2nd one.
Oh, they did change it. Yeah. I believe Sam Healy actually hated it too.
I know it comes with the To Forge a Realm expansion in the box. And
you already have it, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
But, well, here's the deal. When they came out with it, they added, there's like, I don't know, I'm guessing here, like 5 new cards.
5 new cards?
Well, I don't know, they were talking about it in that Dice Tower thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not going to buy that edition for 5 other cards and...
For shittier art and the exact same
Because
game.
I love the art for the original.
Yeah.
It's really good art. I like the box art.
Yeah.
The 2nd one just doesn't do it for me.
Right.
It's the...
That was almost a cash grab.
Yeah. This is the best dice placement game. Alien Frontiers is alright.
Have you played the 5th edition?
Of Alien?
Yeah.
No, but
I'm pretty sure it's the exact same.
It's pretty... Alien... the reason I choose this over that is because that one's a lot more mathy. You know, like...
You think?
I think so.
No, you're right. It is.
This one, you're just...
It's
place
not,
the dice down, you're taking these cubes, resource management, you're using those to build shit, you protect the castle from
this
the
has
invaders.
more variety than Alien. Alien was, I think Alien is more gateway, honestly.
Right.
You say it's more mathy, because I did Alien Frontiers, which I also just uploaded because someone requested, because he was thinking about which one to get.
Right.
Kingsburg is the better game, in my opinion. Alien Frontiers is not bad, it's just kind of, you just, I placed a colony.
Right.
That's that.
Right.
But this one you have a lot more variety with what you get.
Right, and
that's more player interaction.
Having all the To Forge a Realm expansion just makes it awesome as far as the events, and it's modular, so you can choose what you want to throw in and what not. it's just awesome. I mean,
it's really good. I think we already talked about it too because I mentioned it later on.
Yeah.
Way earlier.
Great game.
All right, my 22. Ooh, is a game that, oh man, John really likes it, but I don't think any of you guys do. Fletcher can't play it. And it has an app, and it is by...
Alchemist?
It is Alchemist, yep. I was about to go. It is by some company, CGE, that's who it's by. Alchemist is... Oh my god!
I've never played that one.
This game, a lot of people think it is way too mathy or way too deduction based, and I would say base game no, because in my mind it's like, okay, I'm gonna mix these two and the app is so cool. Like this game is just really cool and thematic and just a lot. It's actually kind of funny because CG makes those funny rule books that are also really good rule books.
Right.
So what you are is you're an alchemist trying to come up with all these potions to be able to present them at some competition. And so there's different places you can go to with your cubes, and so you can get ingredients, which you then can go and test, and you take an app. You can manually plug them in, or you can scan them, and then it'll tell you what it makes. And you know what it makes, but people know that you only know what ingredients make that, but everyone knows that you know how to make that. So it could be like a blue plus or a blue minus, and that's literally it. And so what you do is you look at your two ingredients, and you have a little sheet that's hidden, and you look at the two ingredients, you're like, this made a blue positive. So you look down those two, which is like a scorpion and a feather. And you mark down every negative blue, and you're like, it can't possibly be these because these ingredients made positive. And you have a little chart that you can take another one of those tokens and plop it in so you can visually see it. So you have your little cauldron school. So everything just looks great about this game. They came out with an expansion called King's Golem. That took me a while to figure out how that worked.
Right.
I'd be very surprised if I could look down and remember how I had to sit there with all the cards and just do demo things just to figure out how it worked. It was that one for me anyway was pretty complex. It's unnecessary, you don't need it, but it is pretty cool. There is some it's modular as well, so you don't have to do it with the King's Golem. Right. You can just add other things. But yeah, this is a fantastic game. One of the best games with an app that I own and that I've played, and it's a lot of fun because you feel like a scholar, you feel like an alchemist trying to just sit there because people will make deductions. And you can kind of, you can hedge bets. Not really. You can hedge on them and be like, okay, well, I think you're right, and then kind of just kind of give them a coin to place with them and try and get some points. And so everyone's gonna be good at something, and then there's a population track that depends on how embarrassing you are during your theories that you publish. That if you're wrong, you just lose points. It's fantastic. You haven't played it? Wow.
No.
You're not colorblind, are you?
Oh no.
Okay.
No.
Oh no, I'm not a freak.
Anytime I've ever heard anybody talk about it, it's always been like, oh my god, it's so brain burny and it's so over the top.
No.
That's every time. So I just haven't ever tried it.
Yeah. I mean, I do not think so. Like I said, it's simple deduction.
Right.
Eventually, you'll be like, okay, well, it can't possibly be a positive red because it shows a negative red. So that already takes out half of them. And you're not going to find out everything about every ingredient. So you kind of focus on a few things and you eventually learn, okay, I'm going to know what this makes from these 2 or 3 ingredients, and you focus on those.
Gotcha.
And that's what I said about, hey, he's really focusing on those other ingredients, and you try and get points off of them.
Gotcha.
So that's my 22.
All right. 21, last one of this 10.
All right.
It's a new game.
Like a brand new game?
Like 2017.
Photosynthesis?
Nope.
Why does it sound like I have a list? 2017. Is it? No, it wouldn't be those. I don't know.
It is Barren Park.
Oh, yeah.
This is one I've only played it 3 or 4 times. Mm-hmm. But it's out of print right now. Sorry, guys. I got mine off a guy on
It's so crazy because like they had so many at Gen Con.
Yeah.
And I was like,
well, they're having issues like Mayfair. There's something going on. Like,
gotcha.
There was supposed to be a reprint out by now, and there's something happening.
Some logistics.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy it while I can get it. Because it may not come back, until somebody else reprints it or something. I don't know. But anyway, you're building a bear zoo. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, there's, but it's tile placement. It's got all different shapes of
like Tetris kind of, right?
Yeah. There's Tetris shapes. So you start out with this plot of land, and it's going to have different stuff on it. There's going to be cranes. There's going to be, I can't remember what the symbols are, but as you buy stuff and as you cover stuff, then whatever you cover up will give you actions of what you can buy or what you can do. Yeah. And then it comes and sits down here. You can put it in. You can leave it over here at the side until you need it. But once you've covered up all of the one deals, then you can have new land. Okay. And you're building out. I think you can only go up to 4 land pieces or something like that. And you just go until all the tiles are gone, and then and as you're finishing things, like if you totally surround a statue or a fountain, I can't remember which one it was. After you surround that, then there's like these point tokens that you grab. The first one gets the more points. Kind of like photosynthesis. The first person gets more points. And then at the end, after all the tokens are gone in place, then you count the points, and that's it. I mean, it's tile placement. It's
it just seems like. See, that's the thing is like there are these games that are coming out now. Like you still have CMON and all these big, but like those days of like fiddly, Arkham Horror. Hey, here's just a bunch of stuff, but we didn't really like. Sometimes these simple games are like the best because they're so solid in their gameplay. I mean, the theme is very loosely tied. It doesn't have to be bears, but that's nice because like you see the little bears on the little tiles, and you're just like, oh.
And it's kind of funny in the rulebook because they're like, koala bears aren't really bears.
That's what it was.
Or something like that.
Wasn't there something about like some controversy?
No, it says on the rulebook.
That's funny.
But no, it's a blast, and
Wait, what the hell are koala bears? Oh, koala. I was thinking pandas in my head. I'm like, wait a minute.
So if you can find it at a decent price, nab it because you just don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
I got mine for $45.
Yeah.
Which was a steal.
That's
because you look online right now and people are trying to sell it
for
like
100,
150, something like that. So
I think that'd probably be my max. It'd be $50 for the game.
That's why I nabbed it from the guy, and it was unpunched too.
Nice. All right, and last game, my 21 is a game I don't think you've mentioned, and if you have, I'll be surprised if it's higher. Roll for the Galaxy.
Okay.
Is my 21. Okay. So I've not played Race for the Galaxy, so I have no comparison between the two. But Roll for the Galaxy is a fantastic dice game to where, it's interesting. There is player interaction, but you're basically, what you do is you start out with a completely different planet and a completely different technology, and you collect these dice that you roll to assign to do actions, and you choose one of those dice to be the action that you're for sure going to do. Then you place the dice underneath a little tableau thing, and you hope someone else does it. So you're kind of looking at what people need to do and guess okay, he's probably going to do that, so I'll place these dice under there. And then if he does that action, if he for sure chooses that, you also get to do the action. And this is such a fun, solid game. Like you just sit there and you slowly start building up higher technologies, which are going to be worth points and also have abilities and give you more dice to do more actions. And then others are other planets that you can get resources for, so you can ship off to get points and stuff like that. Like, this hits the table actually quite a bit. Also done a run-through for it. To where, like I said, simple games. Like, the game is going to look, if you have your little player shield, you're going to look at it and be like, oh my god, it's not that difficult at all. Like, literally roll dice and be like, these are going here, I want to do this. And that's pretty much it. It does have the expansion, the Ambition expansion, which just added 2 new dice, orange and black, which did certain things. Also, and new tiles and stuff like that. Not necessary, but it does give you more. And then also there were other variants that came with that expansion. So if you're getting kind of bored with the base game, then yeah, the expansion just gives you more stuff. But skyrocketed at 21 because it is just absolutely solid. And it's cool to look and see.
Yeah, I haven't played either Race or Roll.
Okay.
But I've watched video. I mean, I've seen the games
Yeah.
played. Like Steph and I would probably gravitate more towards roll.
Towards roll, because the dice, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really funny. Every time I play it, my friend, because we're sitting there, you know, you have a cup of dice and you're just constantly shaking them, and then he's like, you know, shaking it more doesn't make it more random. All you have to do is just, and that's it. I'm like, shut up!
Yeah.
Let me roll all my dice, because you're gonna have like a lot in there sometimes, and it's a really nice mechanic of, you never, because you have a money track that, oh, that's what the one of the dice in the expansion gives you, was ways to get more money, and that's how you can spend that money on technology and stuff like that. So and you never necessarily run out of money, but it's just a very interesting game, because you have these workers that will eventually, they can quit, so you start losing dice, and then so you're trying to get more workers in by finding more planets and making more technologies and stuff. So that is my 21, and that is it for this segment. Hope you are enjoying. Let us know what you think of these games in the comments below. But other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you want to support us, you can go ahead and click that link to go to my Patreon account. If you have any suggestions, you can go ahead and click the link in the show notes below to go to my Board Game Geek list. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.